I'm so excited about this year's NewFronts because I think this year is going to be more than a marketplace, but it's going to be a reflection of an industry that is going through massive transformation. I think the event has evolved a little bit from only to, before it was only showcasing content, but I think now more than ever, the event has evolved to showcasing, how the video business is being reinvented. I think also we will see because of technology, all these boundaries between content, commerce, community, technology, AI being blurred a little bit. Long way of saying that I think um, the IB New France will show this intersection of technology and storytelling.
And so, what experiences on the New Fronts agenda are you most looking forward to?
I am especially excited to see how these companies are infusing creativity and AI. So we have actually new companies joining New Fronts. LinkedIn is here for the first year. We have the return of Tubi.
IAB is going to be sharing findings from its annual IAB digital video ad spend and strategy report. What are some of the highlights?
So I think two things are happening right now. The media landscape is getting, more and more complex, but also the consumer viewing habits are also evolving in a meaningful way. So this report is great because it helps both the buyer and the seller figure out how to navigate and succeed in this ever evolving marketplace.
There's a lot going on this year at the New Fronts, a lot to think about for buyers. What do you think is going to be top of mind this season?
Yeah, I think it's fair for us to recognize that, buyers are stepping into this season with kind of a dual mindset that is, yes, a lot of opportunity, but that is also a lot of pressure, right? They are navigating this ongoing economic uncertainty, all these rising infrastructure costs, and to talk about advertising more specifically, that is increasing complexity to buy across platforms that is a demand as a consequence of the economic uncertainty for greater performance and accountability. So I think buyers will come to the IAB New Fronts with this, with this idea that they need to find flexibility, creativity, outcome-based buying to ensure that every single dollar is working as hard as they can at this moment. So things like programmatic CTV or self-serve ad platforms, or even, AI-enabled target, these are no longer nice to haves. They are kind of expected in this moment. So I think buyers are kind of looking for this year is the edge. What kind of mix of capability and content will help them drive real measurable impact?
This year actually marks a full year since you joined IAB as head of the IAB Media Center. So, what are some of the biggest wins you've had this year?
I'm so proud of, everything we've done. It's truly been a year of incredible transformation for me personally, but also professionally for me and for IAB. I think one of my proudest achievements is that we've hired the VP of AI. She's awesome, and she's going to lead us through the next phase of AI. So I think at New Fronts, you will see the result of this changing pace. We are not just reacting to change; we are actively, shaping what's next. And I think the programming will reflect all these emerging market needs, like the intersection of AI, creative innovation, evolving metrics to more outcome-based buying. So I think New Fronts will be about, content, but will also be about providing the insights and tools that will enable our industry not to just keep up, which is already difficult in itself, but actually to lead.
There's been a lot of change in the streaming industry in the last few years. What do you see as a trend shaping the next few years?
I think the next few months will be defined by convergence, not just platforms, but also formats, data, creative innovation. I think it's everybody's living through the fact that live content, especially sports and events, will continue to be a major draw for the streaming service. They are today, and they will continue to be. And we are also now back to technology. We are seeing more experimentation, especially with commerce-driven video and the huge impact of created economy and creators being the lead in storytelling. Interactivity is also increasing in immersive formats. So truly, CTV trying to engage audiences in new ways. I think AI, I will be remiss to not mention again, will drive transformation across the entire value chain, from media planning to content creation to real-time optimization to dynamic creative and all of the above. So overall, I'm forecasting a year of bold experimentation. I don't think we have a choice. And we will see coming from experimentation, probably new monetization models, deeper audience engagements, and I hope smarter use of data and AI, because we are all pursuing that for sure.